Silence and solitude. Lily Tyson Head needs a bit of both right now, as she reflects on the trauma of her family's past, while leaning on faith in the future.
Things have changed. Things have gotten better, but still needs to get a whole lot better.
All week, celebrations across the country hitting a fever pitch as the new COVID-19 vaccine begins to arrive. This long-awaited moment providing hope for so many amidst the pandemic. A study by the Kaiser Family Foundation found 71% of Americans say they definitely or probably will get the COVID-19 vaccine. But Black Americans are far more hesitant. 35% say they probably or definitely will not get the vaccine.
So I want to know how much of the people who are doing the trials of the vaccine are African American.
I'm still on the fence about the actual vaccine. In the African American community, we never really received anything that's going to be beneficial for us in the beginning.
That distrust is well earned. Lily's father was an unwitting player in one of the darkest chapters of our nation's history.
My father was Freddie Lee Tyson. My father is our hero.
A sharecropper in Alabama in 1932, Freddie Lee Tyson was one of 623 black men recruited into a medical study. We now know it as the infamous syphilis study at Tuskegee. Freddie thought it was a program to provide free health care. He had no idea that the doctor's only interest was to study the infection he had been born with.
They did not tell them they had syphilis, and the only thing they told them they had bad blood, and they were treating the bad blood. But they were not. They were lying to the people.
The study was run by the U.S. Public Health Service, white doctors hoping to chart the natural progression of syphilis in black men.
What did your father think he was participating in?
I would say that they were looking to better their health and to better their conditions. He did not know that he was in a study. He did not know.
The government went to extremes to keep it that way. Even when penicillin became a safe and reliable cure, the study doctors actively prevented the men from getting it, circulating secret lists asking health providers not to treat them. When some of the men were drafted into World War II, the researchers had them rejected from the Army, so their syphilis would not be treated.
Talk to me about the misinformation surrounding the study.
Some people, believe it or not, still think the men were injected with the virus. They were not.
The truth about the study didn't surface until 4 decades later in 1972, when a whistleblower outed the experiment.
When the CDC first called him, he was quite upset. He was angry, and I also saw some shame.
Shame? Say more.
Shame because he had been deceived. Now you have to understand, my father was a proud man, and he was honest.
And our government treated him like a lab animal.
Right. These men deserved better. Their dignity was taken away from them. The basic human needs of a person was stripped of them.
The syphilis study reinforced a painful reminder of the racism stitched in the very fabric of the medical system.
As far as the mistrust, I think it comes from the way that we have been treated over 400 years. The disparities, the criminal injustices, the social injustices, the economic injustices, the educational injustices.
Lily's daughter, Carmen Head Thornton, went into healthcare to change the system.
This river of mistrust with healthcare workers being on one side and those who are needing care and needing vaccines on the other. We need more people on the healthcare worker side.
That river of mistrust is at the very heart of the mission at Meharry Clinic in Nashville, Tennessee.
When we recognized that the pandemic was devastating people of color, we just felt compelled as an organization that we had to be involved and do something.
Dr. James Hildreth is the president of Meharry Medical College, founded in 1876, the first medical school for African Americans in the South.
The impact that we've had on the health of minority populations in this country is very significant.
Right now, the college and its clinic are moving to center stage in the battle against COVID-19. Meharry is working with Novavax on phase 3 of its new vaccine trial. The challenge, recruiting Black, Latinx, and other minority groups to participate.
Good morning.
Their secret weapon, the doctors themselves. Dr. Vladimir Berto.
Okay, guys,
It's your girl, Earlene Robinson, and I'm back at you with yet another one. Okay, as you can see, we're discussing here about COVID-19 and the vaccines, the recall decades of deception and pain for Black Americans. This is what we want to be talking about tomorrow night on the Earlene Show, 2020 Wise Talk. That number is 516-418-5973. Again, that number is 516-418-5973. That's the number for my guests to call in to Blog Talk Radio and join my show tomorrow night, April 16th, between 6 p.m. and 8 o'clock p.m. Okay, so you can voice your opinions on this topic. We're going to be talking about why the number ratings for Black people are so high that are skeptical of taking COVID-19 vaccines. Okay, guys? So again, you guys come on and join me over there and just share what you think. What you think about the video, share your opinion on anything you know to put out there and tell others, because the show will go out in social media, hopefully, so that others could see it and kind of get an understanding. You know what I'm talking about? Again, the number is 516-418-5973. I will drop it down in the title section, and that's tomorrow for Friday evening, guys. Y'all come in and join me. Let's talk about it.